They need to stop saying that the Miami Heat has a big three. You know what happens when your star player's out? Well, the other two members of your supposed big three are supposed to step up. Of course, we had Jimmy Butler out. There was a death in the family. He's out for personal reasons. First and foremost, we hope everything is okay in that situation. Our condolences to Jimmy and the rest of the Butler family. But as far as today's game, I don't believe in moral victories. Yes, the Heat lost by 4 points to the best team in the league. Yes, they had a lot of injuries that even happened during the game. We'll get into that. But I'm very frustrating watching Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo play basketball. Because Bam Adebayo, yeah, he finished with like 22 and 13 today. You're always going to get the defense. I'm not going to discredit that. But he looks so completely lost on the offensive end. He can't dribble. He's settling for terrible, heavily contested fadeaway shots. He had one play. He had Jaylen Brown on his back, who's like 4 inches shorter than Bam. And Bam's there trying to back him down into him. And Bam can't even budge Jaylen Brown because he's soft. You have Tyler Herro, who was 1 of 7 in the first half. He was terrible. Second half, he comes out pretty strong, has a nice third quarter. I'll give him that. But then you come into the fourth quarter, all he was doing was taking 40-foot bombs. And yeah, he hit a couple of them, but 9 times out of 10, Tyler Herro is not going to hit that shot. If you are as skilled...
Hey, it's me, Pat Riley. And I've woken up from my slumber because I realized you didn't like the video and subscribe yet. So make sure to do that for me so I can get some rest. Thank you.
Offensive player, as we're all told that Tyler Herro is, you run in offense, not settle for miracle shots that just so happen to fall today. Because that's not basketball. Yeah, the Heat made a run this fourth quarter, but they hit some wild shots. That is not sustainable, and that's why I'm frustrated after this game. You look at a team like the Boston Celtics, everything they did looked so fluid. The Heat would double guys. The Celtics would find the open man. Now, to obviously, shout out Jason Tatum, absolutely cooking today. I think he was like 1 assist short or 1 rebound short of a triple-double, and the Heat had to double him because he was cooking, and he's big, and Heat are very, very small because the Heat decided in the offseason that they didn't need any more size. But the Boston Celtics, who are already big, says, oh, let's go get Kristaps Porzingis. Dominated the Heat today. At first thought, this all goes back to the offseason. Like, I'm watching this, and I know I'll sit here and say, yeah, the Heat are going to make the finals, and I'll be all, rah-rah and stuff. But there's no way in hell the Heat could beat the Celtics team 4 times. There's no way in hell. And sure, I'm overreacting to one game. So take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, but it's frustrating. Because I know it's the same, I was going to say it's the same Celtics team that got their ass kicked by the Heat last year, but it's not. They went out there, they got Drew Holiday, they got Kristaps Porzingis. And I'm out here watching Hayward, damn Highsmith, brick wide open threes to take the lead. That stuff is frustrating, man. I understand I'm all over the place, but as great as Tyler Herro's numbers were to finish the day, he was like 47% relatively efficient. He was not running an offense whatsoever. Bam Adebayo looked completely lost out there. Let's get into a couple of the injuries. Rozier today, first off, prayers to him. It looked like he might have had a very serious knee injury too. Couldn't exactly tell what happened on the replay. He kind of landed awkwardly, went down in a lot of pain. I'm not a doctor, but I'm hoping best case scenario, it's like a hyperextension. Maybe he can come back in a couple months, or maybe he can play next game. I don't know, but it didn't look great. But as far as his play, he continues to be what's a terrible start offensively. Rozier today, 6 of 16, 0 of 4 from 3. I'm starting to get tired of him too. Heat fans keep saying, oh, give him a break. We're 3 games over 500. We about to be in a damn play-in again and potentially miss the playoffs. They traded a first-round pick for Rozier to be an offensive threat, and he sucks. His numbers on the offensive side are terrible. And all people keep saying is, oh, give him more time. They need him now. And it's not even like he's been bad, below average. He's been god-awful. 37% tonight from the field, 0% from 3, which are pretty damn close to his averages since joining the Heat. But I digress because he got seriously injured. I hope everything's okay with him. Unfortunately, it did look like Josh Richardson today also had a dislocated shoulder. I'm happy with Josh Richardson's play this season so far. Not much to say about that, but we just hope that he's okay as well. What else do we got? I got Caleb Martin. He basically twisted his ankle too. He hit some wild circus shot in the third quarter over behind the backboard, landed on the ref. His ankle got a little twisted, but he stayed to finish the game. Duncan Robinson almost got his arm pulled out of the socket by Jaylen Brown, right? Basically, Duncan Robinson was playing a little physical on defense. I don't even think it was a foul, to be honest, but the way Jaylen Brown was playing also. But anyways, Jaylen Brown hooks Duncan Robinson's arm, and then he's like, Duncan, let go of me, let go of me. What the hell you want Duncan Robinson to do, Jaylen Brown? You're hooking his arm. And then because Jaylen Brown's frustrated and he's mad that Duncan Robinson bust his ass in Game 7 last year, Jaylen Brown takes Duncan's arm and yanks it, almost rips the freaking shoulder out the socket, throws Duncan to the ground. Duncan's in there, starts getting chippy with him, but everyone else in the Miami, he's just standing there. You got Bam Adebayo trying to hold back Duncan, smiling. That's BS too. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say, oh, Duncan or Bam can't be the captain. He needs to be more tough like UD, get in his face. I don't think you got to do all of that. You don't have to beat Jaylen Brown's ass. And also, Jaylen Brown seems like a nice guy, so maybe that's why the reaction from the Heat wasn't as, outlandish as we would have hoped or something. But you can't be standing there smiling, Bam Adebayo. I swear I seen him crack a smile holding back Duncan Robinson. That's not cool. You got to stand up for your brothers in that spot, Bam. Same with Haywood Highsmith, too. They all just standing out there looking. That was very, very frustrating, too. Speaking of Haywood Highsmith, the man he sucks on defense. I'm just going to come out and say it. I know I'm a converted Haywood Highsmith believer, but when it comes against guys that are actually good, he is a 0% non-factor out there. He'll get a hand in a guy's face, sure, but he's not stopping anyone because he's 6'4". So let me not say he sucks. He's playing out of position just like half the Miami Heat is. Haywood Highsmith is a good defender, but not at the power forward position where they have him playing. Because he can stay glued to guys, but when you're 6'4", going against 6'8", Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, what the hell are you supposed to do? Getting cooked all day. Even running out to three-point shots, Haywood Highsmith is jumping off his feet, leaving Drew Holiday wide the hell open, who is 5 of 6 from 3. Basketball 101. Part of that on defense is when you run out to contest a three-point shooter, do those little choppy steps. Don't just jump flying out guys all wild all over the place. And that's what Haywood Highsmith was doing. I was very frustrated with him today as well. Let me see what else we got here as far as the box score, see if anything comes to mind. Caleb Martin had a very nice game. 6 of 12, 15 points, 8 boards. You know he comes to play versus the Boston Celtics. Jaime Jaquez continues to struggle again. Hasn't been great since coming back with the groin injury, but I'm not going to get on the rookie when I think there's a lot of other issues here. We talked about Bam, Herro, Terry Rozier, Jay Rich. Duncan Robinson, 15 points, 5 of 11, 8 from 3. He was fine. And then Kevin Love wasn't great offensively, but he's Kevin Love. Overall, I don't know if I've been too negative this video because I will just say it's one game and you are obviously missing Jimmy Butler. If he does play, you can have a different outcome. And it was nice to see the Heat fight after getting absolutely blown out last game versus Celtics. And I will say I was very into that fourth quarter, the most into a Heat game that I've been in quite some time. So that was a nice feeling. So maybe that is why I'm so riled up, is because I was actually into a game. I was invested for once, but they got a lot of things to clean up. And it is frustrating seeing the Celtics get a guy like Porzingis and 2 first-round picks. He was looked at as such a negative asset that he could have easily swooped in, but they just sat on their hands and knees and twiddled their thumbs and did nothing. I actually wanted Porzingis in the offseason. There was all that talk about Bradley Beal. I said, I'm cool on Bradley Beal. Go get the 6'11" dude who's an elite shot blocker and can stretch the floor from 3. Is that not what's perfect next to the Heat? Now, I get his biggest concern is injuries, and everything I'm saying now could be discredited because he could have a serious injury, God forbid, but he could have a serious injury tomorrow and miss the entire playoffs. So you never really know how these things are going to play out. It's quite possible the Heat match up against this team in the playoffs, shoot 45% from 3, and sweep them like we almost saw last year. So I'm acknowledging that this may be an overreaction, but I also don't want to just sit here and say, oh, moral victory, they almost won without Jimmy. No. Even at the end of the game, I forgot to mention, because I started recording this video when there was 4 seconds left, Tyler Herro took an open layup when they were down 6 and needed a 3. You had an open layup because they gave you an open layup, Tyler. It's just stupidity all around. This game was winnable, and they lost it because of bricking open shots and stupidity. That's why I'm frustrated. Anyways, that's all I got to say for this video. I'm going to start cooking before the Super Bowl. Who do I think is going to win? I don't care. But I do find Patrick Mahomes insufferable. So maybe for that reason alone, we'll root for Brock Purdy and them boys. Let me not Brock Purdy. Screw Brock Purdy. We'll root for Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuels, and those boys over there. Anyways, make sure to subscribe and leave a like because I do appreciate all that stuff a lot, and it does greatly help me out like a ton. Make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 5K, but I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.